Movie Review by Rob.
It's a very sad day in light of this review that we are going to bring to you for a very excellent film.
Yeah,
Inception. But before we even begin talking about it, I have to bring this up because I'm so upset. I got a haircut today, and my hair is gone. It's too short. And not only that, but I believe my head had homicide committed on it. It's been murdered.
When I saw it, it had yellow tape on.
Oh my God. You might ask, what do you mean, Rob? And I don't know if you could see this, but this, number one, I look like, I don't know, I'm in the army or a skin. It's too short for my headly shape.
I've never seen your hair this short. It's very awkward.
It's very awkward to me too. But not only, like, okay, check this ear out, right? Not the best edging job, and they even gave an oval on the back. You're always supposed to take it down to a V, but they gave an oval. But check this out, and then look at this. Look at these aren't even, and there's so much space here.
So much.
I'm ashamed, and I've been wearing this hat to cover it up, but it's just too hot out. So I figured I'd be honest with you guys, but if I look sad this entire review, it's because my hair just looks horrible. Horrible. So going on to positive things, and try to ignore my prison haircut. Positiver things.
Yes.
Ignore my prison haircut. Pretend we're in Oz. Not the land of Oz, but the prison system.
You're gonna get raped. Rape comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they want to see. Inception.
Yes.
Directed by Christopher Nolan.
And written.
And written by Christopher Nolan, too, based on a story idea by Christopher Nolan. Did his brother help him write this at all?
Possibly.
I know they have a lot of ideas, and I read a lot of reviews or interviews with him, and he said he really was fascinated with dreams, and he wanted to make a movie about it. And if you try to read a review on this to try to summarize the plot, there's no way to summarize the plot because you'd have to use like 2 paragraphs. There's a lot going on. And
at the risk of like spoiling something unintentionally, but like that's how the movie is.
So the film's called Inception, and now I'm going to try to summarize it.
All right.
It's basically about this character, played by Leonardo DiCaprio. Name of the character?
Dom Cobb.
Dom Cobb. He is basically an infiltrator of sorts, whose job and profession and skill is to go into people's dreamscapes, which they create and control to a certain degree.
They have certain people.
Yeah, they have like a team. This film's basically like kind of mystery movie meets heist film meets action.
Yeah.
It's very inventive and creative and new, but going back to it's Leonardo DiCaprio is an infiltrator who recruits a team of people, including Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
who is
he's basically the anesthesiologist. He's the one who puts people under and controls them and stuff.
He makes sure everything's going smoothly.
There's Ellen Page, who plays basically the architect.
She makes the dream world.
She can create it from scratch.
Yep.
Then the one character who is it? He's the
Eames.
What was the term they used for him?
Forger.
The forger. He can like manipulate and impersonate subconscious beings of her.
Right.
We're getting into it now.
Yeah.
You basically just imagine a team that is sent into your dream world with you, your subconscious,
to steal something.
To find out your most infamous secrets, and
they're usually hired by like big corporations to steal business secrets, but on this job
they're trying to do Inception. And what Inception is, to know by the title,
is to plant an idea in the person's brain.
Yes, which is a very hard task.
Yes, but Dom swears he can do it.
Well, we won't tell any more about the plot there, other than the fact that special effects driven.
Yes.
Very amazing special effects, but not only good special effects, but I think there's some practical effects too going on there.
I thought well, they show some of it in the trailer, but there's like some anti-gravity stuff near the end, and that like looked amazing.
And that's actually all I saw behind the scenes, and they all actually have them on like little dollies and stuff, levitating them, so they're not like in an anti-gravity chamber or anything like that. But the overall result in the film looks great. You got fight sequences and anti-gravity type environments. We haven't seen that in a while.
No.
I honestly don't remember seeing that in anything. I'm sure it's got to be out there. Please, if you have something, post it, because I do remember. I feel like I've seen it, but I can't remember what I've seen it in.
But like in a summer full of crap.
As far as like Toy Story 3 is a really good film this summer. Inception is another one on that list that I would check off as a must see.
Yes.
Leonardo DiCaprio again returns. I mean, Shutter Island. I think the characters have some similarities.
Right.
He has dead wife issues.
Yes.
But along with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who, you know, he's been putting out some pretty good films lately, I have to admit. I didn't like him in the beginning with, like, The Lookout and Third Rock from the Sun.
That's like kid.
I don't care.
You should watch Brick,
It's there.
Yeah, right.
Brick, I've heard good things about. But, like 500 Days of Summer.
Yeah.
I'm not counting G.I. Joe, of course.
Oh, God.
But he's done some good things. He's an upcoming actor. Ellen Page, who I love from everything she's in. Hard Candy, all the way to X-Men 3 as her role in Kitty Pryde. I don't care. I like Ellen Page.
I agree with you on that. Ellen Page is pretty awesome.
I
really liked Tom Hardy. He's the guy who plays Eames. He was probably my favorite character in it. And I felt like at the end there, because Christopher Nolan like says he wants to do a James Bond movie.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like some of the fight stuff.
Good Bond.
I don't know if he'd be a good Bond, but like I felt like they were pushing that with him. Like
I think I liked him better than Daniel Craig.
I did too. I thought he would have been. I would watch a James Bond movie with him.
Christopher Nolan's directing and storytelling is by far it keeps getting better and better. And I want to say
like
this
Pixar.
He's
never made anything bad.
Well, this is like Memento meets Dark Knight.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as story, not in the same plot line, but as far as creative, inventive, new,
but on a broad
but
scale.
on a giant scale,
yeah.
Very high budget scale. And like I said, going back to special effects, great. Going back to like, I like movies you could think about, and this is definitely a movie you could think about. And
especially during summer blockbusters, it's just like, we're going to have an action movie or some lame kids movie. It actually causes you to think,
I like a director that actually doesn't take their audience for idiots and actually gives them something that they can, like, try to grasp instead of some stupid, like, disaster movie or whatever.
Yeah, but though, like, it may sound confusing, like, there's a lot going on in this movie, but it's never confusing. Like, I always knew, like, what was happening. Mm-hmm. I might not have known where exactly it was leading, but I was never like,
many surprises, but not bad surprises, all good surprises. And overall, like, the running time of this is a little long, 2:30, 2:40, something like that, 2 hours.
I think it's around like 2:30. Yeah.
But honestly, for the first time in a long time, seeing a movie that long, I didn't look at my watch a single time.
Yeah. And
I was pulled into the story, and this movie has it was shot in 6 different countries, so it has a broad scape of storytelling. And
well, like one point during the end, there's 4 consecutive storylines going on.
Yeah, and but at no point in time does it become like the editing is done so well that I don't forget what's going on in the other story. And it's just so much to describe. It's just really well done. Yeah. And I'm looking for it. Pumps me up. I know it shouldn't, but it pumps me up for Dark Knight 3 because so far he hasn't done anything that I've really been disappointed in. Yeah. So.
And he just keeps getting better.
I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. I would want to give it a complete 5 out of 5. I mean, I'm leaning towards a 5 out of 5 because it was so well done. I'm trying to think of problems I had with it. The only problem, like I said, that I had with it is that I've seen it. It was so close to the release of Shutter Island that I was constantly seeing the main character that Leonardo DiCaprio plays in this movie being very similar to the main character in Shutter Island.
It's not like entirely like anybody's fault.
It's no ruining to this film, but his wife has died in this story, and his wife has died in Shutter Island, and he's seeing visions of his dead wife, and he's having trouble overcoming it. It's in both films.
Completely different characters.
Completely different character, but it didn't also help it anymore that Leonardo DiCaprio basically looks the same in both films. So if you would have taken scenes and cut it between each other, it would have looked the same. Right. That's my only complaint with it. But that's no fault on anyone other than the fact that the release dates and the films were so close to each other. Right. But me personally, that's what brought it down.
I was thinking that. It didn't really bother me that much, but I was like, that is very similar. Yeah. I would give it, I give it a 5 out of 5.
I know you really liked it. You saw it twice.
I have seen it twice, and I enjoyed it more the second time.
More the second time.
By
I found myself, after seeing it, I said, I don't need to see this again for a while, but I will see it again eventually. I just don't need to see it while it's in theaters still. But as the day, it was like 2 days ago that we saw it, 2.5, 3 days, because we saw it at midnight show. I'm finding that it is starting to dig away at my subconscious.
Yeah, you're just like, what?
And I'm like, I would like to see that again.
Just to get the full grasp.
It's one of those films, and that's a good film. Yeah. A good film.
It's good if it makes you want to see it.
We'll leave you with that. That, Inception being a brilliant film, and that being my hair, the worst haircut of all time. I give that a 0 out of 5.
Oh, I don't have your hat anymore. I was going to put it
I have my hat. I'll
put it hide that.
But hopefully by the next time, if I do a movie in the next week or so, My hair probably won't be growing back by then. It'll be a couple weeks before I'm happy Rob again.
Before you're happy, you'll be depressed. Short hair, Rob.
Yeah, depressed short hair Rob. I'll be ridiculed at work, you know. But thank you for paying attention. Till next time.
See ya.